friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy with Amy Plans Things, and today I have a really fun unboxing and review to do with you of Ohuhu markers and colored pencils and lots of fun stuff. So thank you to Ohuhu for sending these to me. If you like anything you see, you can use the link down in the description using code Amy Plans Things to save 10%. All right, so let's take a look at all of this, and then we'll be hand drawing a journal page today in my creative journal. All right, so they sent me 4 different things. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So these are gel ink pens. We have oil-based colored pencils, amazing. And then 2 different sets of acrylic paint markers. So let's take a look at each of these one at a time. I have a piece of scratch paper to just test them out and play with them, and then we'll get into my journal. So we'll leave the markers for last. All right, so here's just a piece of paper. Let's try out these gel ink pens, take a look at how the ink flow is, and the vibrancy of the colors and all those good things. Let's start with purple. Okay. So what size are these pens? These are 0.8 millimeter pens, which 0.7 is my preferred writing pen, so that's pretty close. Okay, took a moment for this to get flowing, but now it's going pretty well. These are gonna be great for little detail pieces on drawings, or it is flowing really well now. So that is great. It took just a moment to get it started. I don't see any bleed through or anything like that. This is 32-pound paper, so it's thinner than what my creative journal is, which is super, super thick. So there was the tiniest bit of ghosting here on this paper, but not much. It would be very similar paper for a planner with this paper, and you can barely see it. So that is pretty cool. Let's check out some of the other colors. I love that they have a teal in here. That is so cool. Okay, let's get it started. And then there it goes. Yeah, the flow on this is really nice. And I am loving all these colors. I don't think we're gonna test out every single marker and colored pencil because we have a 72 pack of colored pencils. That is a huge amount of pencils. So I'm just gonna leave it there for this one because this is the smallest set that was sent. And we're gonna move on. Because ultimately I do want you to see how I use all 3 of these together to create a fun journal spread. And so we need to make time for that. But these are so cool. Oil-based colored pencils. Oh, they have a little chart right here. Let's use that to color in some of the colors. Let's see. Features light, fast, and waterproof. So oil-based colored pencils are light, fast, and waterproof, making them ideal for preserving artwork. They're richly saturated pigments, soft and thick lead, eco-friendly natural basswood, easily blending and coloring for artists. All right. That is pretty cool. I've never had oil-based colored pencils, so I'm very excited to try these out. Okay, so this one is 02 Desert Yellow. So let's just go ahead and color that in. Like, I could just go through and like pick random colors and color them in. Let's do that. Okay. This is 348 Brilliant Magenta. These are really smooth to color with too. So these I think I'm gonna be using as like little, we'll see if they go over the acrylic markers for little tiny detail work once I get the main part of the image that I'm drawing today down. All right, let's do like 3 more colors. And by the way, look at this, you guys. So many colors. Okay, This one is 54. I'm gonna have to go through and color this all in so I have it when I'm coloring in the future. This is fun. I use a lot of pens in my journaling, but I normally do my artwork on the iPad. So this is actually really cool to get away from the tablet and be here, you know, hands-on. It's pretty cool. All right, this is dark brown 43. Right here. So I definitely will spend some time coloring in this chart so I can see everything. I'm trying to fill it in pretty deeply so I can see the true color. All right, one more. I love this color, so we're gonna do this. Rich blue-green, 186. Where is 186? Is there a backside? You guys are probably yelling at me that you see it. There it is. All right, so those are the colors of the pencils that I tried out. For this, there's obviously no bleed through, no ghosting on this thick paper. This is gonna be similar to the journal paper that I'm using. And the performance of these is much higher than any colored pencils I've ever used just already. I think they're gonna be great for that little detail work. All right, so let's keep those in here and move on. I have 2 acrylic marker sets to look at. All right, I've got this one, which is the brush tip one. It's got a brush tip and a fine tip. And this, excellent coverage, no shaking, waterproof ink, and non-toxic, 36 colors. Okay, and it does have it on black and white because paint markers, you can cover up, you know, anything. So if you're drawing with pencil, which you'll see later today in my little notebook, I've already sketched everything out. I'm not going to erase any of the pencil lines because I'm going to be coloring over them. So let's see. We'll do a quick test of the brush tip. Oh yeah, no shaking the pen at all. That is so cool. And the ink just comes out and it is super vibrant. No streaking or anything like that. That is very pretty. Okay, what color is this? This is number 27, lavender. So we'll try it on both of these. Let's use this tip to just color that in. Look at that, and you can layer over it with other colors, of course. Since it's just paint, you just need to let it dry just a moment. Very, very pretty. Okay, not sure where that's gonna go. We're just gonna put it in. All right, let's do a green. This is 32. The only kind of silly thing is that these are not by number order, so it makes it a little hard to find, but that's okay. So you can see there's a little bit of black still poking out underneath, but I just put another layer of paint and it's becoming not transparent at all. You don't have that problem as much on the white paper, obviously. These pens are really nice. Okay, now that that has dried right there, let's take a look. I don't see any bleed through. There is a tiny bit of ghosting, but you're using paint on essentially a little bit thicker printer paper. So using paint on that kind of stuff will bleed through eventually if you use enough paint. It's just what's to be expected. But if you're using paper like this, which is close to a little thicker than the paper that I use in my journal, it's closer to watercolor paper, but there's absolutely no bleed through there at all. Okay, let's pick like 2 more colors out just to see. This one is gorgeous. And then I want to see how they blend. We'll try, maybe we'll check out the other markers first and then see how they blend before we start drawing the journal spread. All right, coral, my second favorite color. My favorite color is teal, or any blue really, but teal specifically. And then coral would be a close second. Okay, this one's having a little more trouble getting all the way covered up, but I think just by letting it dry for a moment and then going again, it would work well. Because it is paint we're working with, you kind of push it around if it's still wet. Which is why I want to try blending and see what happens. Okay, we're just going to call that good for now, because we don't need to color it in all the way. It's just a swatch. Okay, what color should we do? Let's do a blue, a dark blue. See how that works on the black. 31. Cobalt blue. Oh, that's nice and rich looking. I like that color. Very, very pretty. Okay, so those are the brush pen ones, which are great to do some lettering with, or if you want a easy drawn thing where you get thicker and then bring it up like that as you're drawing a stem or whatever. So the brush pens are going to be great for that. And then, oh, let's keep the color swatches in here because I'm going to go through later and swatch the whole thing. Not on this video though. I don't want to take up too much of your time, you guys. Okay, then lastly, we have the cute case here with fine and broad tip each of 48 different colors. Look at that. So we do have little things here with the different things, and these ones you do have to shake. So for instance, this one, I'll shake it while looking at this. Up and down. Press the pen tip down 5 to 8 times. So if you've never used a pen like that, you go until you're getting ink all the way down the tip, because let me show you. You can see this one's still white. There's no ink on it. And now this one, the tip is yellow. I don't want to get yellow all over my finger. When lines are even and smooth, it's ready to go. All right, so this one is yellow, so let's color that in. And we'll color a few in. Just like the other sets. This is so fun. I love art supplies, you guys. Let me know throughout this video as I start drawing if you want to see more of my hand-drawn journal pages, because that's different from what I normally do and it's kind of fun. Okay, we're going to test out the coral pink because, yeah, I love coral pink. And there's the color. All right, here's coral pink. And it does have the thicker tip, so let's test a thicker tip one next. So again, this is super vibrant, just like the other paint pens, and the ink flow is going really well. I'll have to see if I don't use them for a couple weeks, how the ink flow is, if you need to shake them again or not. But it seems like they're pretty durable, heavy duty, like actually really good art supplies if you're wanting to draw more. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. I would say the acrylic markers will not be good in like a planner. They're going to be great in your dot grid notebooks of 160 GSM or more. the colored pencils and the little gel pens will be great in either. All right, so this one, as you can see, it's a thicker tip than the others. This is sky blue. So this is easier to color things in on a little bit more of a large space, just because they're a bigger tip. This is going to be better for detail work. Okay, let's do one more. Let's try gold. Here it comes. There we are. So I really like the brush tip ones because you don't have to shake it all. That's pretty cool. Okay, this gold is gonna take a moment to dry. I can't put it away yet. I will set these aside then to dry, but those are pretty cool. Let's take a look at the back of the white paper again so that we can see any ghosting from those ones. And again, there's ghosting, but no bleed through other than the one spot where a whole pool of ink landed as I tried to get the color out. But so this is on planner paper. There will be ghosting if you use acrylic, but not really any problems if you use your 160 GSM paper, which we're going to get to now. Oh, no, we're gonna blend first. All right, for blending, we are gonna use 2 of the larger markers to try to get more paint on the page. And we have to move quickly to blend before it dries. So the only other thing you need for blending is a paintbrush. Any will do. So first, let me just get the ink flowing on both of these, and then we can try to blend it. I am not going to do this on the journal page because I don't feel like I'll be as exact with it when I'm frantically trying to blend. If I practice, maybe it's something I can work up to. All right, we've got a lot of ink there. The red is like so, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna get as much ink as I can right there. I hear my kid. They're about to go on a walk. Okay, so I got really close but didn't make them touch. And then, see, you can see it blending here. It's still wet and I can just blend it together. And so we've got the red into the orange, and I could put more yellow on this side. All right, so that is a really fun technique if you're making like backgrounds or things like that, when you can do a huge like sunset scene or something like that. Super cool, but we're not doing that today. Today we are doing some bumblebees and daisies. So here we go. It is not a Dutch door spread because I thought it was gonna take me long enough to draw all this and get it all on paper for you. We're just gonna shift so it's easy for me to draw. All right, so you can see I already have my sketch here so that I can layer everything over, and we'll use the acrylic markers and all of that. So let's see. We have this set, then we also have this set, and then I'll use some of the colored pencils and some of the gel pens perhaps to do a little bit of detail work after we get the main colors down. So let me think about colors that we'll need. For the bumblebees, we'll obviously need yellow and black. And then I think I would like to do blue wings for those, just for this. And then these are like honeycombs. So do I want to use more of an orange or use We have so many pens here, you guys. For the honeycomb, this color might actually be really nice. Or, okay, so we have this yellow. How about the more gold yellow for the honeycomb? So it's a little bit different, but it's still in that realm. And then for the daisies, I'm gonna do some highlights with the colored pencils, but I want white daisies, and then we're gonna add some pink at the tip, but we're gonna use colored pencils for that, as well as colored pencil on the actual inside of the flower. So we need the white pen for the daisies, and then something for outlining the daisies. Maybe we'll use the black for that. Maybe something, maybe gray, because I want to be able to see the definition between the petals. Let me think on that. Let's outline everything in black, perhaps, which we'll do after we've done the other parts of it. Okay, do I need any other colors? That is what I'm thinking about right here, because we're gonna use the pink over there. I think we're good for now. So we are gonna start with the honeycomb pieces because the bees will go over them. So I'm gonna try to not go over all of the bee right here, just because it's more stuff that I have to cover over, but I'll go over its little thing right there. Antennae. Okay, I think I do need either black or kind of a brown, maybe a brown to outline the honeycomb. That might look nice. To also give it definition between the honeycomb pieces. So let's play with that while I lay down more paint. Okay, yeah, let's do this one is kind of, oh, what about this one? This has kind of yellow in it. It's almost gold, but kind of browny gold. Okay. So that's what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna wait on this one though until the yellow's dry. That's probably a good idea. So I'm gonna leave that there, color in the other hexagon pieces, and we'll go from there. So this is just a total artistic journal spread. As you guys know, my creative journal is my diary essentially, so any blank space will be space for me to write about my day, but just like here, I always decorate my pages. This one I'm just drawing. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's a fun exercise to do every once in a while. Okay, so we are gonna let these ones dry as well and move on. So this one, definitely the lighter colors do require a few layers to like really cover up the pencil marks. But at the same time, since I decided I needed to outline it anyways to show the distinction between each individual honeycomb, then that's okay. Right, and we're gonna speed up in parts because this coloring process may take quite a while and I may not have things to say throughout the whole process. So I'll give you information and thoughts as I have them and change up what I'm doing.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage.
All right, so just a small check because we've done some of the ink. I don't see anything coming through here on this page. This is thicker paper than the printer paper. Alrighty, so now we'll use that brown and outline all of them. This is going to look so cute, you guys. Alright, so this is completely dry now, and it just gives some nice definition to these little hexagons, the little honeycombs. All right, there are all the honeycombs. Those look so cute. All right, the daisies are gonna be the hardest part, so we're gonna leave those to last. We used these for the honeycombs. Let's use this one for the bee. It is a different pen, because remember, these are the brush pens. And then this one is the acrylic paint pen that requires you to go like this, but I feel like they're gonna act a little differently on the page. So it'll be cool to see them in action over the dot grid and all of that. So just trying to think about where the yellow of the bee is going. So this is our circle, and I'll put some black over the pieces that don't need it, but I'm just filling in part of the bee. So it's gonna go like that. And again, I'm gonna let this dry so that when I draw the black, it isn't blending in with it. Probably could have started with the black, but hey, we're here now, right? Ink is flowing really well. This is immediately covering everything up. So the brush pens, while you don't have to shake them, as you can see, I can still see the dots through the dot grid paper. It is quickly covering the dots up with these paint markers. So if they're kind of great for different uses. Let's also check, because this is a different one. Still no ghosting going on this bumblebee on this page. So that is very cool. Trying to figure out where to turn this so I can let that dry. Okay. So if you guys have seen my designs in my shop, you know I do a lot of kind of doodly things. So my bumblebees here are nice and round and cartoony, and I love that look. It's so fun. Okay, just trying to get this black pen going. All right. turn this back around. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the top done over here. This black is flowing very fast. It's easy to cover everything over. There we go. Here's our little circle and the bee's little stripes. And the little stinger. All right, we will do black over the wings in a minute because I want to put the blue down first. That is so cute though. Okay, and we'll go this way for this one. All right, so we've got bees with no wings. I'm gonna get this blue. Save my desk from some acrylic marker. I'm gonna get this blue going. Go. Oh, this is a nice color. All right. So I'm gonna try to remember to recreate that little loop. But I'm gonna color everything in. And then make the loop with the black pen if I can, once it dries. All right, so those look pretty cute. I think this one's probably dry enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to make that line and touch up any spots that I see that need the black ink on them again. That looks so fun. I did not draw that one right because I tried to talk, but you know, I'm not too bummed out if the lines aren't exactly perfect. As I talk about on my channel all the time with my journaling and drawing my own boxes and adding my own personalized touches, if things don't fall exactly in the lines, it's still just artistic expression and creativity, and I'm experimenting, and it's beautiful. So don't worry about getting everything exactly in the lines. Okay, this one may not be dry all the way yet. Okay, we're gonna let that dry for just a minute, and then we will try again. There we go. All right. There are our bees. What do you guys think? They are so fun. Okay, next up we have to do the flowers. I am gonna pick, I don't think I picked a color for the inside of the flowers. Let's do this brownish gold color on the inside of the flowers too, because I think it'll help tie everything together. So I'm just gonna circle a few times because I'm not good at drawing perfect circles except digitally, and then drawing it a few times helps me get the most rounded thing I can. And again, we will use the colored pencil to add some detail work inside these flowers. So we're just gonna lay down this nice base here. All right, now for the white pen. Have I used this yet? I don't think so. Okay. So this is gonna be the interesting one, white on white paper, which is why I want to use black, I think, to outline the petals. So what I think I'm gonna do is do the inner petals first, let that dry, then outline in black, and then do the second layer of petals after that, so that I can see where the petals are going. And so this white is just covering up some of these dot grid dots and going over a little bit of some of these other things. Like I bled over a little bit on the hexagons. So I'm just covering that all up. Covering up those pencil lines, all of that. We'll have to make sure it dries really well before we use the colored pencil on it. But it is covering up the dot grid really well with this paint pen one. And I'm wondering if I might want to use one of the pink paint pens and then a brighter pink colored pencil. I don't know. I have to decide, you guys. So many thoughts about this, about how to best do this. Okay, but first let's draw a line here. I may be going over a lot of it with the black anyways because I'm about to do white and I may not be exactly perfect with it, but we'll see. This is a much finer tip, so it should be easier to get down into there. Do I even need to color this part in? Probably not, but I like to do this. And I could have drawn all the black lines afterwards, but I was afraid of not knowing exactly where the petals were if I did that. So I could still see the outline of the white ink versus the not ink section. And so I was able to draw the outline. I do think I prefer the larger pen, but this does work pretty well too. It just takes more to color it in. All right, so we're good here. I think we are going to use the brush tip pen, but let's first pick out a colored pencil. We have just art supplies everywhere, don't we? Okay, we are gonna pick out a kind of pinkish color that I want to use. Maybe this one to go with the shading. Is that gonna be darker than that though? Maybe instead, to make sure I have different colors, go like this. We'll see. Okay, and then also we need something for shading in there. So let's move this out of the way. Art supplies everywhere. Let's go with just like a nice brown in there. And is everything dry? So for in here, I'm just gonna add lots of little flower marks. Nothing really hard to draw. I'm just making these little like semicircles and doing lots of them to show kind of the pollen area of the flower. And then I'm also gonna do a few little circles just around the edge here to make it seem like it's a little darker without actually like changing colors. And that is how it's gonna look. All right, so that is the flower part. And now I am going to use the brush pen side and just do a few little pink things coming down, and we'll do some colored pencil going down too to add in just a little bit of color to the flower. And again, really what the white was for, because we are on white paper, the white was for covering over the dot grid a little bit and making a nice base for this. Now these ones I don't need to do too much too because they're going off the edge. You definitely hear my toddler here. All right, so we did that. And then let's see what color does this one look like. I think that's good. So we're just going to add smaller bits here and extending a little further down. I think this kind of mixing all your different media can look pretty cool in the end. And it draws over this pretty well, actually. So it's like the flower's kind of pinky purple up top and then blends down into white. All right, so this one is definitely easier if I keep spinning it because it's easier to pull the pencil down with these strokes rather than go up or sideways. All right, so that has some pretty good definition there of these flowers. I think they're pretty cute. The only thing is I might add a couple lines right in here. And if that's the case, what color do I want? I want something a bit dark that I can do very lightly though. So definitely a colored pencil. And it's just gonna be on these front flowers. And let's just start with a single line, and then some of them will add in like another line going like that. And some of them might only have one other line, some might only have one. Some might have 4. Just to add a little variation between all the petals. All right, that's looking very cute, you guys. All right, and I think this is done. So what we have is a hand-drawn page, Daisy and Bumblebee themed, and I will write here on one day and here on another day for my diary. So thank you so much to Ohuhu for sending me all these fun supplies. Don't forget the link down below, and code Amy Plans Things will save you 10% if you decide to pick up any of this stuff. This was super fun to do something a little bit different in my creative journal. So let me know if you want to see more like this, little drawing tutorials. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.